Y'all already know the takeover, the takeover. Caitlin Clark shutting it down once again at the Annika. Record-breaking numbers, as we knew would happen.
Caitlin Clark just did something absolutely unreal. No exaggeration, the entire sports world is buzzing. She showed up to the Annika Pro-Am in Florida and didn't just make an appearance. She completely took over the event. And here's the wild part. It proved she's operating on a level way beyond her sport. The WNBA never figured out how to showcase her. The LPGA? They understood the assignment immediately. The numbers from her showing are so ridiculous that analysts were double-checking them like, is this real? People are already comparing her impact to peak Tiger Woods, and saying this moment was even bigger. And all of it was sparked by a single 35-foot putt. So now the question becomes, when will sports leagues realize Caitlin Clark isn't just an athlete? She's a cultural force. A movement. A phenomenon. Caitlin Clark absolutely.
Definitely put it down, man. She showed the star power that she has. She had the golf course, the electricity was there. It was lit. You had everybody was going live, trying to stream the golf. Like it was a must-see event because.
But before we get to the jaw-dropping impact she had on the event, we need to talk about the preparation behind it. Because what separates the greats from the legends isn't what they do in the spotlight, it's what they do in silence. Michael Jordan doesn't hand out invitations to Grove 23 to just anyone. That place is sacred ground. His private golf sanctuary in Hobe Sound, Florida isn't just a retreat for celebrities to snap pics. It's where icons are sharpened. It's where champions learn how to build empires. It's where Jordan passes on knowledge that's bigger than any sport. He invited Clark for a reason. Grove 23 is MJ's idea of golf perfection. 18 pristine holes, a cutting-edge practice complex, a futuristic learning center, and yes, refreshments delivered by drone. Everything about the place screams excellence. But it's not just about swings and mechanics. It's about vision, legacy, and understanding how to create something greater than yourself.
Clark took her talent to the golf course just a couple days ago, and it was a great success. It was a major story that everyone was talking about. Everyone was tuned in. And what do you know? We got to take a look at this here. This was put up by Beth Ann Nichols. It says, how big is Caitlin Clark on the LPGA? Last year, according to media data tracked by Gamebridge, there were 395 television segments that mentioned Caitlin Clark and the Annika. On the Pro-Am day alone, there were 2,693 posts on X mentioning Caitlin Clark playing in the Pro-Am that generated 241,000 engagements and 18 million.
Clark arrived fully decked out in Nike, from head to toe, including her CC branded gear. She even teased her upcoming golf shoes that Nike is still developing. And that right there, that's exactly what Jordan was grooming her for. He wasn't giving her tips on her backswing. He was teaching her how to own her brand. At Grove 23, the conversations weren't about golf, they were about business. About longevity. About cross-sport influence. Jordan recognized in Clark what he recognized in his younger self, a transcendent presence who connects far beyond the arena. Nike XX sat in on the sessions. They discussed future product lines, collaborations, athlete-driven merchandise, how to turn star power into generational impact. And Clark soaked it all in. She asked questions, took notes, treated the opportunity like the once-in-a-lifetime summit it was. Jordan doesn't invest time in people who aren't built for greatness, and he clearly saw something in Clark. Her competitive fire was obvious. Even on the golf course, she attacked every shot with precision, focus, and intensity. This wasn't downtime for her. This was schooling from the greatest athletic brand ever created. And everything she learned at Grove 23 came to life days later at Pelican Golf Club. Now, let's dig into what made the ENA Pro-Am unlike any LPGA event we've ever seen. Clark didn't roll in solo. She brought her Indiana Fever teammates Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hull. Suddenly, a Pro-Am turned into a reality TV-level spectacle filled with personality and chemistry. Sophie and Lexi weren't just carrying bags. They brought humor, storytelling, and team energy that instantly connected with fans. The Golf Channel, which normally gives Pro-Ams minimal attention, went live because they knew this was special. Commentators couldn't stop talking about the trio's dynamic. Sophie embraced her caddy role with full comedy, joking about being kicked out of the group. It was a total break from golf's typical quiet tone, and fans loved it. And then came the moment that stopped the whole course. Sophie drilled a spectator with an errant drive. The place froze. Cameras zoomed in. It had the tension of a playoff moment. Clark handled it perfectly. She joked, "Man down," flipping the situation into humor. The fan even said getting hit was worth it. Sophie shot back, "Says your wife," and the crowd exploded. On the other side, Hull brought genuine golf expertise, offering smart reads and club advice. Fans in the gallery even shouted for Sophie and Lexi to re-sign with the Fever, and Sophie fired back with raw honesty, "Tell them to pay us." A direct shot at contract realities that fans rarely hear so bluntly. But beyond the laughs, something much bigger was happening. The numbers from Clark's day weren't just record-breaking, they were so extreme that analysts thought there were typos. According to Gainbridge, nearly 400 TV segments covered Clark and the tournament. On Pro-Am Day alone, almost 2,700 posts on X were about Clark, pulling in nearly 250,000 engagements and 18 million impressions. Most LPGA Pro-Ams barely make a ripple online. This? A tidal wave. The tournament's Instagram exploded with a nearly 600% increase in views. Their website traffic surged 121%. This wasn't a bump, it was a takeover. But the most staggering stat, attendance skyrocketed by roughly 1,200%. Pro-Ams are usually quiet. Clark turned the place into a stadium. Fans chanted her name every hole. They yelled MVP during her putts. Parking lots overflowed. Security had to add extra staff. Merch stands ran out of her gear by lunch. People climbed trees just to see her. The galleries were moving like Tiger Woods was on a Sunday charge. And this is where it stings for the WNBA. They spent 2 seasons letting Clark get pushed around, acting like her rising popularity was a problem. Meanwhile, the LPGA treated her like gold the second she said yes. They promoted her properly, built special merch, designed autograph experiences, and placed her in prime pairings. They maximized every ounce of her presence. Even the Golf Channel's commentary took direct shots at the WNBA, calling out the rough treatment Clark endured, the officiating inconsistencies, the lack of star protection. While the WNBA hesitated, the LPGA capitalized. They gave Clark the full superstar treatment, expanded coverage, analysis of every shot, dedicated interviews, production value that felt like a major. They understood the opportunity, and they benefited massively from it. Clark smashed LPGA attendance and viewership records. She introduced new fans to an entirely different sport. Her personality and authenticity connected instantly. Her presence didn't just lift the event, it lifted the entire league. And then came the moment of the day. The shot everyone is still talking about. The 35-foot putt on the 10th. Fans stood 5 deep around the green. People in trees. Phones recording from every angle. She studied the read carefully, checking it from every angle. Hull whispered guidance. The entire course went quiet. The ball rolled off a putter with perfect speed. The murmurs grew into a wave of sound as it tracked toward the cup. When it dropped, the eruption was nuclear. Clark threw her arms up. Sophie and Lexi sprinted in for hugs. The crowd went wild. Replays ran non-stop. Social media melted down. Some fans compared it to Tiger's most iconic putts. What makes this even crazier is that Clark was nursing injuries that cut her WNBA season short. Ear issues affecting balance. Ankle problems restricting movement. Yet here she was, moving fluidly, striking the ball cleanly, smiling, clearly healthy again. That putt became the highlight of a day that proved Clark is built for multisport stardom. Basketball fans who have never watched a golf event were suddenly glued to their screens. Golf fans who'd never watched a Fever game were asking when she'd tee it up again. Her appearance was a blueprint for what happens when a league fully embraces a generational star instead of shying away from her. The LPGA saw her value. They invested. And they were rewarded with unprecedented attention and growth. Meanwhile, the WNBA keeps fumbling the moment. One league celebrated her power. The other tried to shrink it. One league broke records by uplifting her. The other struggled because they were intimidated by her shine. But Clark's message was loud and clear. She's healthy, she's global, and she's bigger than any single sport. Her crossover impact is undeniable. And if the WNBA has any sense, they'll take notes from the LPGA's playbook and finally treat her like the generational icon she is. Her putt was legendary, but the numbers surrounding it told the real story. If this breakdown made you realize just how badly the WNBA misplayed its greatest opportunity, hit that like button and subscribe so you're here for every update when Clark returns.